This is my free 1981 Pontiac Firebird. I dragged out of a field, brought home, and got straight to work. It may not look like much right now, but I plan to make it look like this.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan.
We're gonna pick up where we left off in the last video. If you aren't caught up in the series, make sure to go check that out. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so just want to give a little update. I'm not going to film the whole process of getting all the paint and everything stripped down and getting the pieces welded in. I already got this one welded in here. I'll turn the camera around and give you a look. From here to here was cut out before. So this piece has been replaced. Now I need to come in and do this little gap right here. This patch piece anyway, welded in place. So next we're going to do this one. So with the power of YouTube magic, bam, just like that. This patch piece is all finished up now. So now I need to move on to trying to figure out how to remake this corner. So I am going to try to use this piece that, like I said, went underneath of here. It's pretty much got the same shape already. So I'm going to clean it up, get rid of all the scaling that's on it, and then cut it out and see how well it's going to work for remaking that corner. All right, so now I'm going to take this piece, and because it's the same shape, I'm hoping I can cut this out and then to make it so I can actually attach it, since there's nothing here, I'll actually cut over right here and then down between these spot welds where I made this line, and then I'll, take a grinder, get rid of the remnants of the pinch welds there, and then there's a little hump right here where it tucks underneath of a second layer that's right there. I'll be able to hammer that so it's flat, and then weld this back in to get the same curve as you see right here, and then I'll just have to cut it or bend it right here so that it makes the same lip right here. So let's see if we can do it, and hopefully we can, so I don't have to try to buy a quarter panel just to get this corner piece to make that. So all right, let's do it. All right, so I finished making this patch piece for this rear quarter piece here, and it came out just freaking perfect. I mean, it's just amazing that the piece that goes underneath of there actually had excess to it, so I was actually able to put the bend in it, so it makes this lip right here and everything. And I can, I'll just probably cut it right over here so that it eliminates pretty much all of the spot welds that are there, and then it'll give me this piece, this curve and stuff, which is where that ends. As you can see on the other one, it's just a duplication of the other side. So anyway, I'll be able to weld that in place, and I'll get rid of this rusted corner that was here and eliminate pretty much all those holes for the spot welds. So anyways, let's get this thing in place. All right, so I got this part all taken care of. I say it came out pretty good. Eliminate all those holes that are there, and got the original shape there too. So anyways, we're gonna move on to this spot over here now. I need to cut this piece out, and then I already made this piece here from the channel that was over here. This middle part was still good, so I'm gonna be able to cut this, and I already shaped it too. Got the little slight curve to it that you can see. This has a slight curve to it. So anyways, this will go right here. I'll cut out this bad spot, and it'll extend and go the rest of the way that it needs to. So anyways, let's get this all cleaned up, cut this piece off, and then get this piece welded in, and then this part is finished, and then we can move on to the side rails. Alright, so I finished getting this piece in, so now that piece is patched up, and it matches the other side. I put the same curve in and everything, and I also went ahead and fixed the hole that was right here that I pointed out before. I would be leaning in front of the camera right there, and so I just figured I'd do it real quick. But anyway, so I got this all done. I hit it with a little bit of weld through primer. So next thing is to put on this lower piece here, and then we can move into doing the side gutters. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so I finished welding and grinding this part on now. Now I can move on to getting the side rails on. And after that, I'll get it shot with some etching primer so it's not just bare metal. Alright, let's do it. All right, so I got all of the trunk seal rail all repaired. So now I'm going to come in here and tape it off, and I'm going to spray down in the rail with some Zero Rust so that it's protected in the meantime. And then I went ahead and ground back all of the seam sealer was along here, because when I spray the Zero Rust down in there, I don't want to have to grind this back later and then chew into that. So I'm going to leave the seam sealer off for now until I'm ready to sand this all back and get it painted in there. But I do want to get some Zero Rust down in the rail for the seal, so let's get that done. All right, so it's the next day. I let it sit overnight and dry, and I actually did the Zero Rust. And then I came in here with seam sealer, and I smeared in there to make sure it's good and sealed. Let that dry, and then hit it with Zero Rust again. So now we get the paper off here. We can move into getting the trunk mounted up. All right, let's do it. All right, so I got the trunk mounted up, and it came out pretty good. Got the trunk rail also finished up. Came out pretty good. So the trunk lines up pretty darn good too. The jams here are about even. So once I get the seal on there, I'll be able to get it fine-tuned and everything. So anyway, we got the new trunk mounted up. So now we're going to work on getting the rear wing done. Because it didn't have one from the factory, I have to make the holes and stuff. So got to get the wing out and then see what we need to do so we can get the holes in the right spot. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I took all the hardware out of the back of the wing so that I can lay it up against the body. And it actually lines up really well. This is the original urethane rear wing, so it's nice and flexible, so it'll get some adhesive back here. But it lines up perfectly with the body panel and everything there on that one. Same thing on this one, fits nice. And then the middle one is actually made out of fiberglass. As far as I know, this is an original one though. So nice. Lines up really good with the aftermarket trunk pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to lay some tape across here so I can get this laid on here, and I'll draw a line when it's lined up on the tape, and I'll be able to come back here and measure exactly where the center of the hole is. Then I can mark it on the tape and double check everything, and then I can draw out the holes. So all right, let's do it. All right, so I'm going to come in here with my caliper. I'm going to get the measurements for exactly where the holes are at so I can transfer over to the trunk lid. So let's get these measured up and get these holes drilled.
try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange.
All right, so I got the middle wing and the driver's side wing on here. The gap looks really good. It's a nice even gap along there. Right here you can see it sticks out a little bit, but I think that's because it's supposed to get an adhesive, like a double-sided adhesive tape down here. And then right here it sticks out because this is polyurethane. Either when it's in the sun this will relax, or it's supposed to get adhesive back there. I don't know. So if anybody knows, is it supposed to get an adhesive, like a double-sided weather stripping adhesive back there or what? But once that's attached or relaxed into position, everything looks good. The gap looks good there. So anyway, all right, well, let's move on to doing the passenger side real quick, and then we're all done with the wing.
Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change.
All right, so I got the rear ring all finished up, and I'd say it came out pretty darn good. So now before I worry about getting the rear bumper and stuff mounted up, I want to come in here and get the bumper reinforcement cleaned up. It's got a bunch of scaling, surface rust on it, and then get the taillight panel all cleaned up and spray that with some zero rust. That way it's nice and blacked out. So anyway, all right, let's get it cleaned up.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
All right, so I got the bumper reinforcement and the taillight panel all hit with some zero rust, and I'd say it came out pretty good. I really like the way the zero rust lays down. It comes out nice and smooth, just like the E-coat. Anyway, so it'll be all protected in here now. Won't be able to get any rust in any of the spots that might be exposed metal or whatever. And I don't want to paint it white back there because I'm going to be smoking the taillights as well. And I don't want you to be able to see white between the gaps of the taillights and stuff. So I went ahead and hit it with black. So anyway, I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then I'll take the paper and the tape off. So we'll see you guys in a second. All right, so it's the next day. We're going to jump back into it. We're going to get the paper taken off here, and then we're going to move into the wiring harness. We're going to get it all cleaned up and make it look better before we get remounted up. All right, let's do it.
Still go, even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.
Okay, so we got the paper and the tape taken off, and you can see it looks real nice. Now we're going to move into getting this wiring harness cleaned up.
Top taking off in the wind, I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
All right, so we got the tail panel all finished up. The wires all looking way better. So now we're going to move into getting the front end pulled off, like the front bumper and the driver's side fenders, so that I can get the driver's side door removed to repair that bushing. So, all right, let's get this thing pulled out a little bit and get the front end taken off. All right, so I went ahead and backed out the Firebird and moved it over a little bit so I have a little more room to work on it. We're gonna work on getting this front bumper off here and then the fenders so that I can get the doors off to rebuild the hinges. But before I go ahead and pull this front bumper off, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It will really help me out. It says that 98% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so a lot of you are watching but not hitting subscribe. It's free to hit the button. It'll really help me out and help the channel grow so I can do better builds. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button before I pull this bumper off. All right, thanks for doing that. All right, let's get this front bumper off here. All right, so I'm gonna come under here and I'm gonna hit the bumper bracket bolts with some PB Blaster so that can soak while I undo all the rest of the hardware. So let's get under here and get these things sprayed. All right, so we got the front bumper off. Now I need to actually get the hood off before I can take the fenders off because the hinges are attached to the fenders. So it's gonna be pretty difficult by myself, but I think I can figure it out. So, all right, let's get this hood off here. All right, so we got the majority of the front end taken off. I'm not gonna worry about taking off the passenger side fender until I'm ready to do the hinges on that side. Anyway, this one's all taken apart over here. So as you can see, it's nice and clean in here. It's not all rusted out. It actually looks really freaking good. I mean, it's dirty and everything, but it's not rusted out at all. And as far as the hinges go, these look like the factory ones because these are staked on the end where they mushroom out the end of it so the pin doesn't fall out. Looks like the factory ones. So these bushings probably have never been done. Anyway, so we're ready to get this door off here, but since it's so heavy, I can't really do it by myself because they're extremely heavy. I went ahead and bought a door lift, so we're gonna get that thing out and get it assembled. All right, so this is my car door jack lift. If you're doing these doors by yourself, you pretty much need one. Here's the part number in case anybody wants to order one. It's 7756. I ordered on National Supplies. It came within a few days. So anyways, let's get this thing out of the box and get it put together. All right, we got it all put together. Let's take it over here and put it in use. All right, so I'm gonna come in here and undo the bolts from the door itself and then take the hinges off of the body afterwards because I wanna get it off so that I can mark where the hinges are on the body so that it's a lot easier to line back up. So let's get the lift thing on here so it's supporting the door, then we can undo the bolts and get the door off. And just like that, you're able to get the door off all by yourself without having a hand. So it's a pretty handy little tool. It was a must-have. So anyways, let's get this out of the way and then we're gonna mark up exactly where the hinges are so we know where they go back to. All right, so I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna mark along this front edge exactly where the hinge is at so that when I go to put it back in, it's a lot easier to line up. So, and I don't wanna drill holes in here for alignment or whatever because this metal's pretty darn thick and it'll take forever to get through it. So let's just get it marked up with a pin here and the bottom one as well, and then we'll know exactly where they go. All right, so we got those all marked up real nice so we can get them off the car. All right, so we got those hinges off and now we can get them rebuilt, but I'm gonna do that off camera because that'd be pretty boring to watch. we got a lot done in this episode. Make sure you guys stay tuned because pretty soon we're going to be to the point where we can start mocking up the 73 front nose, which I'm pretty excited about. I can't wait to see that on there. So I hope you guys like this one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this one with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.